So this is your girl Josta. We here on Truth TV, and I have my girl right here, Bradley, here with me, and she come to tell a little truth. Cause you know I'm all about speaking your truth. So my girl got a little truth to tell. Go ahead, baby.
So I decided to come here today because one, I know that Joe is trying to get her business up and running, and here at JMZ, we're all about supporting small businesses and making sure we get their businesses running up and running. So check her out, Joester. This is her new podcast, and I wanted to be the first one to come to her podcast and speak my truth. So what we're gonna do what I want to speak about today is I started this spiritual journey. And in this spiritual journey, I've had to encounter a lot of things. I had to disconnect from people, disconnect from the world in a sense, and start listening to God. And one of the things that God wants me to do is to speak my truth about my past. I had a rough life, and that's the one thing that's holding me back. I just want to say, I just want to say, we're doing a one-shot thing, by the way, and I gotta say,
this is wrong.
We went to all high school together. We played basketball together, so the emotions are gonna probably be everywhere. We're probably gonna be laughing, cracking up, and then we're probably gonna be sad. So who knows how it's gonna happen? But we raw and uncut. We're just going with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. We got a few bloopers. we got a couple bloopers, but we're getting there, and that's what all matters. It's about just being ourselves and just talking. And so this is actually going to run sometime. We're going to have quite a few episodes because I want to speak my whole truth. It's not something I want to do on a day-to-day basis and then keep coming back and reliving this. I've already had to live it once. I'm trying to keep reliving it over and over again. So what was the first topic again?
Childhood trauma.
Childhood trauma. So our first episode is going to be about childhood trauma. We decided that she's gonna allow me to talk, and then what I want from her is like the questions that you guys may want to ask in the middle. So if there's ever any questions, she'll stop and ask me any type of questions. With this journey, I'm not supposed to be angry, so I'm not going to speak out of anger. I'm simply here to tell my truth. So if there's anybody that I speak of, any truth that's going on, and you guys feel uncomfortable, I have to take that up with God. that's all I can say. You got to take it up with God. So I guess we'll get started. Any questions about
Well, we can start at.
You don't know. Look, y'all don't mind, Joe. I will tell y'all, I literally called her, 2 hours ago?
Yeah.
2 hours ago, and I said, we gotta do it today. So, if she doesn't have any questions, don't mind, though. It's my fault. I promise you. It's on me. It's on me. So, but I'll just talk about, okay, how about this? So a lot of people feel like a one-parent household is rough. A lot of people look at a one-parent household as like, struggling and a lot of children not having enough because it's a one-parent household. But a lot of people that they don't talk about a two-parent household that feels the same as a one-parent household. So I'm the youngest of four. Well, technically five. It's four for my mom and then five for my dad. A whole started on five. But yeah, so it like my childhood, it was rough for me. Like I can't speak for my brothers and my sister, but I know for me, it was pretty rough. I've always felt excluded. I've always ever felt excluded. Starting with my mom. My mom was the one. I'm very insecure. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I am very insecure from a child all the way up to honestly now I'm 31 years old, and honestly now my mom has always tried to belittle me in a way. So if she wasn't just calling me like straight up ugly in a sense, like she's comparing me to stuff. There's used to be this like there was a show back in the day. It was called like The World's Ugliest Dogs. And then I want to laugh.
Excuse her, she's very much goofy.
It's a bad coping mechanism.
She's very much goofy.
Yeah, I'm very goofy. So,
but she's serious at the same time.
Yeah, but honestly, like to be so honest, I'm glad you said that. Like I be serious, but I laugh because so much stuff has happened to me. I have to laugh over it, so I don't actually feel the real pain. So if you guys see me like laughing in the middle of something that's really serious, that's just what I've done my whole life. So I'm the type of person I will laugh at the worst time.
I swear, I'm a witness to it.
I will literally laugh at the worst times. Like it takes a toll. Like if I cry, like I might cry tonight, I'm not sure, but I will pass out. Like y'all will see me talking and I'll be slumped over because I don't cry. It takes a lot of energy out of me to cry because I've had to encounter so much. I've had to just be strong for so long. But yeah, anyways, that episode, I don't want to laugh again. That episode of like it was like The World's Ugliest Dog. Every time the winning dog, I'm sorry, but every time it was the winning World's Ugliest Dog, she would be like, Raquel, that dog looks just like you. Yeah, that's what she would tell me for real. She'd be like, that dog look just like you. That dog look just like you. And she used to do that all the time. She will go to like a petting zoo, see, like, you see I laugh, but my behind about to cry right now.
This is you as a child, right?
This is me as a child, growing up. Like, she's always did that. Like, we'll go to, like, one of those, in the malls, they have the cats and the dogs and stuff like that. And, like, those little French, I think they're French, the pug, I don't know what type of dog it is, but it was like this, like, bulldog looking thing, and she would be like, oh, you look just like that, you look that. My dad used to have to like defend me so much all the time because he's just like, no you don't, you're beautiful, don't let her talk to you like that. My mom has always made me feel like I was less than. We went to the gala, you remember I went to the gala twice, and I just couldn't even see the beauty that everybody else seen. I got so many people that say, girl, you look good. You and that guy did that. Da, 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 da. I look at that picture on Everything I Love, Joe. I look at that picture to this day, and I cannot see the beauty in it because I was raised to feel like I was such an ugly child. Like, we'll go shopping, and my mom will always tell my sisters and my siblings, or one of the siblings always had to walk with me. I wasn't allowed to either walk with her. I had to walk a certain amount of steps behind her. And, like, she was just, like, embarrassed to be around me if, like, she's always been like that. And but she was the one person that always made sure that I knew that I was not the prettiest child. I don't know, like I don't know if it was her self-esteem or what it was, but she always made me feel like I was less than. So like I said about the gala stuff, pretty pictures, whatever. She was like, oh, look at your eye, like your eye looks cockeyed. And then my when I was in the red dress, I wonder if somehow we can put it, like, add that to this so you can see the pictures at the same time. I wonder if we can do that.
I'm definitely gonna get that off.
And it will in the red dress, like I'll have a red dress on, and then she was like, oh, you're pretty, but why your knee so dark? Why your knee so dark? Like, she just always nitpick. I've never been good enough. And honestly, I hate to say it because, I was raised with my dad after my mom left. My dad makes me feel like I'm not good enough too. With basketball, like especially with basketball, like no matter how hard I tried, no matter what I did, it was just never good enough. Like I was in a home with two people that just never made me feel like I was good enough. So my entire life up to 18, like I've been fighting for both of my parents' attention, both of them. Like I'm not gonna single one out and the other. Like I fought for both of their attentions, and I've never received it. Like my mom and dad, they fought ever so, and I mean a lot. Let's just be honest. They fought quite a few, but they didn't my dad never physically hit her. My dad never physically hit my mom, but they argued a lot. My mom used to lie. That lady. She used to lie.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
But she used to lie a lot. And then like my dad would come home from working like hours and hours. He'll come home from working hours, and next thing you know, we're getting whoopings for something that didn't even happen. Something was over exaggerated, and my dad just, just being tired, listening to my mom, and here we are getting whoopings and stuff. Like I'm not here to like I said, I'm not here to talk bad about neither my dad, but I'm just kidding. I'm not going to talk bad about either one of them, but I just want to talk about like the life I lived, like what I encountered from my point of view. I can't talk for my siblings. And it's just like, I don't know, like they tell you like your parents are your first loves. And I can honestly say I've never felt that. Even now as an adult, I'm always seeking love out of whatever situation. I put in so much work, and that's what I'm just used to doing. I'm used to trying to get people's attention, even though I know I half the time I didn't even want to be with this person, but I just did what I could to seek their attention. And so my mom, like, I don't know, my mom and dad, they had, I feel like they shouldn't have been together, but either way it goes, whether they were apart or together, like I've always had to fight for attention. And I just felt like that wasn't right. Like and then my dad, like, he doesn't understand, like, maybe he understands or maybe he just doesn't care. But his words are very hurtful. Like right now, like when we started, what I kept saying, oh my gosh, I look so fat. Oh my gosh, I look so fat. But that comes from him. He's always telling me that I look fat. Like he's like, oh, you need to lose, like you're gaining weight. Da, 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 da. Every time I see him, he says in some type of way that I've gained some type of weight. And it's just like, dang, like no matter what I do, like here I am losing weight. Like I was actually comfortable with myself. And it still wasn't good enough. It still wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? And like my whole life, I just want it to be good enough for them. Like you really don't get it. Like I really just want it to be good enough. And I don't know. Like I tried. My mom paid me no mind. There's days that my dad had to wake up early to do my hair. You remember I had to Jericho? Yeah. Playing basketball, Jericho juice coming in my head. Yeah, so I had Jericho there. But like my mom left. My mom left at when I was in middle school, I believe. You know the other mic is working, right? Yeah, this is. Oh, that's okay. I was looking. I'm just like, your hand's gonna get tired from that. I'm recording on this too. Okay. All right, but yeah, I'm telling y'all, this is gonna be all over the place. We're gonna get this truth out, but we also, I don't know, like when you tell the story, you gotta relive it, and I'm just not. I hate that I gotta relive it. Let's just say that. So, you guys gonna find me trying to get distracted because I don't wanna relive it. But at the end of the day, I want to speak my truth about it. So anyways, I was saying my mom, she left us. Well, she left me when I was about 11 or 12. I was in middle school. They got into an argument. She was with other, like, there was no food in our house, let's just say that. And she got in a car accident with food in the car for another household that was not our household. And so that's when everything started spewing out from there. But it was just like, for me, one thing about me, I would always fight for my kids, like hands down. And for me to see these court papers and she's like, you can have her. But yeah, my older brother, my sister lived with her, and my other older brother lived with her. But it was just like, you can have her. And well, I mean, willing to pay child support and everything. Didn't care. Just like, you can have her. And like my mom has this tendency of getting with guys and wanting me to, I don't know, for me it's disrespectful, but it's always like, oh, this is this guy. You can call him dad if you want to. You can call him dad if you want to. And I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna call these men dad. Like, who are they? But she's always like did that. And I found out why later on. Through this spiritual journey, I found out why, but I'm not gonna like disclose all that right this second, because I want everything to make sense later. But yeah, she used to always like bring me around men and just like, oh, that's your dad. Like, call him dad. You can call him dad. That's fine. But I'm like, I'm not gonna respect my dad. He may be a little, crazy, but but I'm not gonna disrespect him. That's my dad at the end of the day. Um, yeah, and then like my mom, she like I said, she visited, like she would get me and she'll take me out. It wasn't like a how like me and my daughter or me and my kids and their dad. It's not that every other weekend thing. It was just like every once in a whenever she decided to come get me. And so yeah, it took a it took a toll because there is times that I would be at like getting off of I can't believe I'm gonna say the band. And I would get off the band.
She was a banner.
I was a banner. I played the clarinet. Well, I held the clarinet for 4 years and I don't even know how to play that thing still.
She was just there.
I was just there. I was there. I got a good grade. But yeah, I don't know. Like there's times I'll see the parents come out there and then like I would want my mom. I'm a child, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted my mom, but I just knew I was never wanted. And then it's like when I did go over there, I was bullied. Like she would say the little slick stuff, very little slick stuff about me, and then I just had to eat it. And that's what I had to do my whole life. Like my whole life, I just had to just take it. And I got to the point where in middle school, which like in middle school, I just got so tired of like having to keep my mouth shut because I was afraid I was going to get a whooping. I was afraid that nobody's going to want me. I was tired of trying to be wanted, trying to be seen. And the only way I was seen was when I got suspended for fighting. So I fought. I fought like I did. Like everybody's just like, oh Raquel, you're in the mess with Raquel. Da, da, da. It's not that but it in a sense it made me feel good. It made me feel like, okay, I'm fighting, I'm winning. Everybody's just like, oh Raquel, oh you're in a mess with her. But it's just like, okay, I'm being seen. I'm being seen for once. Yeah, I'm getting attention that I didn't want. And then it's just like I was taking so much, just being talked about. And then, like I say, like we did get whoopings. Like some were needed. some were needed, but some were just out of lies, out of spite. And so we just like I didn't know what else to do. I had so much anger. I wanted to unleash it. And I never, like my mom always told us, oh, you can defend yourself, but no starting fight. So I never started the fight, but I wasn't going to back down from none. So I would make an enemy quick. Like I will make an enemy. Like, oh, you don't like me? Okay, cool. Like respect me though. But as soon as they could do that, dumb it. Like what? One girl just barely bumped me, and the next thing you know, we had the whole school coming up there. But it's just like it was good to just release that stress because I just couldn't do it at home. And then like, and I know I talk highly like I hate that I have to do this, but it is what it is. I have to speak my truth. Like I feel like one thing about it, like I've always wanted my dad's attention. I'm not going to lie to you. Like the only way I really got it is if I practiced outside and he was outside making sure I was out there practicing all day. So I would practice, I'll practice hard or whatever. But it got to the point where I was liking basketball and then I started hating basketball because I was like trying to get away. Like it went from me liking it to wanting to get away at this point. You know what I mean? Like if I could go outside without him coming outside, I'll be happy. It's just like you put somebody down so much, like to play a basketball game, make 20 something points and then go home because you missed one layup and have to do 100 push-ups. It's just like, really? It's like, is this necessary? You know what I'm saying? And then like, it's just like, I feel like, just like, I'm not afraid to talk about what's going on right now. Like, I'm not afraid to talk about it. I feel like I don't want to just blame his actions just to blame it. I feel like I don't want to make excuses for him. I ain't got no excuses for nobody. I just know what I went through. Like, the anger that he spread, he doesn't know how hurtful it was. Like, he was always, it seems like he was always angry. It got to the point where, like, I have an uncle, Uncle Martin. I remember all the time, I used to just pray. Like, I'm like, God, why is he not my dad? Like, why is my uncle not my father? Like, why do I have to go through this stuff? Like, to always be put down. My dad, like, he put me down. Like, when I told him I was pregnant, which that's going to be like episode number 2, because that's a whole story in itself. Okay. When I told him I was pregnant, like, the first thing he did was like, bro, he was like, you're so stupid, you're so dumb, da 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 da. Like, bro, like, to hear that, I've heard that from the time, actually my whole life. My mom just thought I was just the slowest kid ever, and I was quiet. Like, I'm very observant. There's one thing. I tell everybody, even if when I start dating, I tell them all the time, like, I'm very observant. So you thinking that you're going to get away from something, like, with something, is not going to happen. But I had to be observant. Like, I had to keep my mouth shut. So I'm very observant. And it's just like, my mom just thought I was stupid and dumb. And I played my part, because, if you want me to be that low, I'm going to be that low. Because, like, no matter what I do, it's not going to be good enough. And me playing dumb got her attention. You know what I mean? Me playing dumb, I was able to, like, she seen me as this dumb child. So I played my part as the dumb child. But even when I played my part as the dumb child, she was just like talking about me. Oh, somebody's going to kidnap you and I ain't even going to try to get you. Somebody's going to do this. Oh, and I'm not even going to try to get you. Somebody's going to rape you and I'm not going to try to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what she used to say. And I'm just like, yeah, you don't know. I will fight. I will fight these people off before they try to come get me. But she doesn't know me. Like, she just knows me as this slow child. Like, to this day, she just thinks I am just the dumbest person. And it shocks her that I'm doing as much as I'm doing in my life. Because it's just like, how are you? You're not the smart one. Like, how are you getting all this done? How are you getting this far? Like, how did you come up with this plan? How did you come up with doing fingerprints? It's just like, just because you think I'm dumb doesn't mean I'm actually dumb. But
because I used to cheat off you.
But like, for us, it's like I let people think whatever, because I'm just like, just to be seen, it's just like, okay, if this is what makes y'all see me for once, then okay, I'm this person. But it's just like, it got to the point that I became everybody's person that I didn't know who I was. If it wasn't for the spiritual journey, I'd probably still be lost and not knowing who I was. So I'm really, yeah, I had to find myself. Like, I really had to find myself. So I thank God for the people that, did all that witchcraft. Another story, another episode. We're gonna get into that.
We definitely gonna get into it.
Yeah, but I face a lot of trauma, even now, as an adult. What I do is, I'm really big on, like, I can't take nobody yelling at me. Like, God knows, like, the guy that needs to be with me has to have a soft voice, because I can't take it when somebody yells at me. My dad's verbal volume was screaming. It was always yelling. It's just like, dang, like it's just like, how am I still not, like, it's just like, my biggest thing is, like, I was never good enough. And I've always, like, me, even at 31, I sad to say, like, I can honestly say I don't know what it's like to be loved. I know how to love. You know what I mean? Because I've never received love, and that's coming from both parents. That coming from everybody around me. Even the relationships I was in. I thought that it was love, but it was never love. Like, people, you see my energy. People love that I laugh. People love, like, that being around me, and then they know I give. I'm a giver. Like, I'm not one to receive, because I'm used to not receiving. I don't get anything. So I just give, and people took advantage of that, and I'm just like, oh, this is love. this is love, but that's what I grew up with. I always gave. I gave myself. I tried to give my attention. I tried to give my heart to my parents, and I was never seen. So I just never received. And then like with my dad, like I say, like there's just times that he would do stuff for me, and then he'll take it back. I can't stand that. Like, don't give me something and then take it back. So a lot of my gifts and stuff, like I don't even like receiving gifts. Like if I got in a relationship, a real relationship, I wouldn't even know how to accept anything.
It would scare you.
It would scare me to actually accept something, because somebody, like every time I got it, it was taken back. Everything that I do is just like either I have to do it this person, like I have to do it his way, or it's done. Like my dad, he doesn't understand. Like he was very controlling. He was very, very, very controlling. And like I never had that freedom to think on my own. It was just like, you do it this way or no way. And then another thing they do, like it just not even just him, like a lot of people in the church that I've been around, they use the Bible against you. Like it's just like, oh, if you don't do this way, the Bible says do it this way or you're gonna go to hell. And like me, I'm the type of person, like I don't want to go against the Bible because I don't want to go to hell. So I didn't want to go against the Bible. So I'm just like, okay, but it's just like, now that like, I'm 31, but you can't use the Bible on somebody like that and expect that God to just bless you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, God has a whole, like everybody thinks that God can give you the whole world in a week. You know what I mean? And some people be like, oh, he gave me this, he gave me that. But like you could have more. So there's something that you're blocking. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and I feel like with my dad, it's just like using the Bible to like, it's like a scare tactic. Everything has been a scare tactic. Like like I see him, my sister, for her to know not to hitchhike or pick up hitchhikers, he made her watch that movie Hitchhikers. But that's how it is. Like my dad, like the reason why I know how to play, my dad, I don't know how he was raised, but the reason why I know how to play Tonk is because I kept getting in fights, and he thought I was going to go to jail, and he wanted me to.
So you gotta learn.
I had to learn how to play cards so I could get food. He was like, you don't let them take your food now. Come on. But like, that's just like the crazy person that he is. Like, I be like, on a silly level, like, that's how he is. But I feel like my dad has his own childhood wounds. I really feel that way because, like, I know, like, I know a lot of his anger came from being married to my mom. Let's just be respectful. That's just truth. If we're being truthful, I know a lot of it came to that, but I feel like there's other stuff too, like, because I've never, we never had affection, but I don't think my dad's ever had affection. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, like, I feel like, I don't know, like, there's just something that in his past.
Maybe it's something, his trauma that he didn't get.
Yeah, that he didn't get.
He didn't receive that. He don't know how to give it.
Exactly. And that's what I think. Like, I don't want to make it seem like my dad's just this, like, horrible person. I just feel like there's just something that he lacked as a child, and it just brought over. And like I said, with me healing, I want to break generational curses.
So I don't continue.
So I don't continue to do it. Because I do that. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I have to stop myself from just screaming at my kids for no reason. I have to stop myself from, like, getting so angry and wanting to call them dumb for making, like, doing a dumb, like, I'm not going to say doing a dumb, but making a decision that, like, and it's just like, if I did something like that, why you make that dumb decision? Da, da, da. Like, I try to not use those words, but there are times that, like, if I get so upset that it's almost coming out, and then I'm like, no, like, I'm like, God, no, I don't want to be like that. I can't be like this. I want to break that generational curse. This is not what I want out of my life. Like, I don't want my kids to feel like they're dumb. I don't want them to feel like they're stupid. I don't want them to feel like that. So I have to stop myself. But like that, my dad doesn't, like, I feel like nobody just really taught to him. Like, nobody really made him feel like, because that's what, it had to be passed down. There's no way that he just, for him to be in the church and then, he just, like, uses those words and stuff like that. Because I remember this day, man. I remember, like, he broke my heart. I was failing, like, I wasn't failing in math, but I wasn't doing the greatest in math. And I was just like, I asked him, I was in the car, And I had nobody to talk to about it. And I was like, okay, he's my dad. I'm going to talk to him. And I asked him, I was like, Pops, I was like, yo, there's just something in math. I said, I just don't get it. And he was like, oh, what don't you get? I said, it's just like some of this math, like I'm just not understanding and I'm having a shortcoming. And then like, it just went to a straight argument. You're so dumb. If you were smart enough, you would get it. You're so stupid. Da, 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 da. I'm like, bro, like, come on. Like my driving test, same thing. He asked me a question when I was we were testing or whatever. I got the same thing. You're so dumb, you're so stupid, oh, you don't make no sense. My brother had to stop him. He was like, yo, chill out, like you're overreacting and whatever. Like my dad has triggers, like I don't know what it's from, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know because I didn't live back in those days. But he has his triggers, and his triggers from whatever he went through has come to me. And I might have went to my siblings. I'm not sure. I'm not here to talk about them. I'm talking about my truth. And it went down to end up coming down to me. And it's just like I feel like I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what he went through in life, and hopefully, he might get mad about this podcast, but I don't really care about. Like I'm just being honest. I just want to speak my truth and be done with this. Like, because like I said, I hate that I gotta relive it. But yeah, like so it's just like he don't understand. Like sometimes like the words hurt. Like I feel like sometimes he tried to have that sensitive side, but it just like it wasn't there. And like I say, like I told you earlier, like my weight is like a big problem. I'm very insecure. I don't like my looks. I don't like my weight because my dad's the one that always reminds me that I'm getting fat. That I like my weight. He just always does something to trigger the whole weight thing, and then it bothers me because I go home because like I'm to that point that I want his attention, the correct attention, the right attention so bad that I will just go out there and lose weight. I'll just go out there to do this. I just want to do so much to get his attention, but I just can't get it. Like I can't get it in a positive light. I can only get it in a negative sense. If I'm doing something wrong, I can only get it in a negative sense. Like there's a lot of stuff that he did, and my mom too, they both did, that was foul. Like that was like, hurtful. And it's just sad that all these years with everything that's been going on, like nobody thought to just be like, you know what, we need to apologize to Raquel. You know what, I need to just swallow my pride and just, say, hey, I messed up. Hey, this, that, and the other. I should have did better. Da, 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 da. It's never like that. And I don't think I'm ever going to get it, even after this. I don't know. I'm for sure going to get it. But it's just like I just like sometimes you just want that. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Now, I don't care. They can keep they both can keep their apologies. And it's not that I hate them. It's just like, now that I found myself, now that I know that God is like with me, now that I know God is guiding me to a better path, to a new me, I don't care about nobody's opinions no more. I went 31 years of hearing, oh, you're this, oh, you're that, da, 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 da. I don't care. And these are just coming from the same people that they don't check up on me. Don't nobody check up on me. Like everything I've done, I had to get out on my own. Everything I'm doing, I had to do on my own. And it's just like, I don't need their approvals no more. Like I don't. And I'm finally, and it's sad that like it took 31 years of doing that, but I'm realizing that I don't need their approvals. My dad at 18, like, I talked to you a little bit about that. Like, it's like, I don't know, like, I don't like to be controlled. I'm just being honest, but I've been controlled my whole life. So that's why I don't like anybody coming in and just controlling me. I always like to have control of the situation. Until recently, God kind of humbled. God humbled me. It was like, oh, baby, no, I'm in control. I'm like, okay, and he's like, I run this. I'm like, okay, God, you got it. You win. So I until recently, I did not like being in control, but God he humbled me. He humbled me. And like, and even with me knowing that God has chosen me, God is, really using me to heal this earth, to heal other people, to help other people. like if I screw up, I'm gonna get that karma. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I screw up, I'm gonna get. That's why I'm here today, because he told me to speak my truth so I can have my new beginning. So I'm gonna speak my truth. But as I was saying, like when I turned 18, I got kicked out. And it was like for a dumb reason. Like I don't even know the truth to that. Like my mom says that child support ended and I got kicked out. But it was like I was going to a whole different college. I had signed up for my classes. I signed up for my classes. I got everything done. I was trying to get up out of that house. And because of, I guess when you get child support, you can stay, like, you're in college, I guess you can continue to get child support for a certain amount of time when your child is in college or whatever. So I was withdrawn from all my classes that were in Gainesville, or Jacksonville, I can't remember. I got withdrawn from all my classes, and I was enrolled into IRSC. It was IRSC or it's IRCC at the time. It was IRS. It was IRSC?
Yeah.
All right. So IRSC. And I was enrolled into the medical field. Anybody that knows me knows I got the weakest stomach in America. There is nothing medical about me. Like my daughter, my sister, right? She had her daughter. And my daughter had a nosebleed as soon as she pushed out her daughter, and I couldn't do nothing. I was like, oh my gosh, there's blood. So I was trying to stop it, but when you get so like sick or something, like you get so disgusted, your hand get weak. I couldn't even pick up the tissue. I couldn't pick up the tissue, and my sister just pushed out a baby. She was like, Jayla, come here. Girl, I got the weakest stomach, and so. But because his wife, she was in medical, and he felt like that was my purpose. And I'm like, bro, everybody that knows me knows I don't do anything in the medical field. So I was withdrawn out of all my classes, and I was enrolled in medical classes. I told him, I said, I don't want to do this. And he snapped on me. He got in my face, like, because I didn't want to do medical. And he was like, oh, I'm not going to go nowhere in life. I'm going to be stupid. Da, 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 da. The medical field has the most money. I don't care how much money they make. Like, yeah, like, I'm telling you, what you want to do? Cut somebody, pass out, and we all dead? Like, there's nothing I can do. Like, that is not my thing. The medical field is not for me. And it's just like, one of the most embarrassing times was, when you try to keep your stuff in your house. This was when, like, I really got disappointed from my dad, and I just wanted, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wanted to run away, but I was broke. I didn't even know.
She had $1 on the plane.
I was broke, and then I still had to go to school, so they was gonna find me anyway. He was gonna find me. So I wanted to run away so bad. So there's this day, we had basketball practice. We had basketball practice at the Flick. And the football team, I can't say the boys football team because it's boys, but the football team was out there. I was next to two of my cousins, was talking to them, and then my dad pulled up because I was waiting on us to start practice. My dad pulled up, and then he started talking to me. He said something. I was like, yeah, and I said yes. And then they said I got punched in the mouth in front of the whole football team. My mouth was bleeding in front of the whole football team. And I'm just like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? So I was so embarrassed to go to school that next day. Like, I was so embarrassed. But the football team, they were so, oh my gosh, they were so supportive. They were like, Raquel, that was messed up. They were all like, man, we was going to jump your daddy. Yeah, they was just like, we was going to jump your daddy. And I'm like, bro, like, I can't believe you would do that. Like, in the household, yeah, I knew I was getting whoopings. Yeah, I knew I would get, hit if I did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? But to publicly do that. And so what made it so much worse, Joe, was he called me. I was on my way walking from the Flick going to the main camp, or to the main whatever, to go to basketball practice. I was with Alexis. And he called me, and then he's on the phone. I'm like, hey. And he was like, hey. I was like, yes, sir. Is there something, like, is there something you needed? He was like, start laughing on the phone. I'm like, what's funny? He's just like, so did anybody pick on you today? Yeah, I'll slap you again if I had to. And I'm like, I'm like, really? Like, are you serious? Like, I wanted DCF to find me so bad. Like, I really did. You don't understand. Like, I was a girl that just wanted to escape, but I didn't know how to escape because I knew I couldn't go to my mom's because she, like, it would have just going from bad to worse going to my mom's because I wasn't even wanted anyways. And I wouldn't even have this problem had, it's up. And then, like, and then, like, the worst part about it, I was everybody's center. Not really the center of attention. It's just like, who's going to pay child support? So I was only wanted enough so that the other person can pay child support. It wasn't that.
It was a money thing.
It was a money thing. It was a money thing. And it's just like, I couldn't get I didn't have the chance to talk to anybody. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I've never got to express my feelings. Like, I thank God for you and the girls in the basketball team. And I thank God for the girls that I hung out with in band because, like, I told y'all balanced me out. That's all. That's what I'm saying. The basketball, you got your jocks and you got your band there. So I was balanced out, but I felt like I had people. I didn't really go into details really when it came down to what I was going through, but everybody kept my mind off of what was going on at home. I was able to just, release myself without having to worry about what was going on at home. I hated going home. I'm not going to lie to you. I hate it. I hate that I even call it home. Like, I wanted to just go out. I wanted to be the one to sneak people in the house. I wanted to be rebellious because it's just like, nobody care. I literally could do stuff and nobody would notice. Yeah, unless my brother told him he had no problem snitching on me. He had no problem. But I tried to be, respectful. I tried to, like, my dad got me a car and stuff. There's times I just wanted to go, like, just go. And there was one time I did go. You remember we went to, he gonna kick my butt. You remember we went to that basketball game, for the boys basketball game, the car started smoking.
Everyone that car.
The car started smoking. But, and it's funny because to this day, he doesn't even know why we were out there because that's how much they didn't pay attention to me. Like, we went, girl, we was far. Like, we was far. Hey, car just a smoking. Wasn't even supposed to be on 95, but we were far. But I just was not noticed. Like, and it's just like, okay, why would I want to sit home? Like, why would I want to sit home by myself and cry? I cried so much, Joe. Oh my God. Like, I'm like, this can't be a life. Like, this can't be I don't know if you remember. I know I was with Shannon and them. Like, it was prom. I don't know if it was junior year or senior year, but my prom, I cried. I cried the whole prom because before I even went there, like, he was just, like, talking bad about me. Like, the one thing, let me tell you something about two parents that get a divorce. It's absolutely annoying. So if there's any parents that just have a divorce, that whole, well, your mama did this, well, your daddy did this, your mama did this, or your daddy said that, oh my gosh, that is so annoying. So, like, that was part of the whole, me having tears at prom, because it's just like, my dad, like, he had the money to get me dresses and whatever. My mom was paying child support, but I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into that because I didn't have the bank account. So you know what I'm saying? But, like, I wanted the dress. Like, he knew I wanted to go to prom, and so I had to squeeze into my sister's old dress. She was pissed off, but I didn't care. But I had to squeeze in her dress because he wanted me to wear this, like, church looking thing that was not going.
It was a no-go.
It was a no-go. He wanted me to wear this church thing, and I'm just like, dude, and he was like, why don't you ask your mama? Why don't you do this? Like, bro, y'all both had me. Like, why is it that I gotta ask, like, y'all, why can't y'all work together? Like, y'all both had me. So why do I have to feel this way? So I'm over here crying. My auntie Rena, like, I love her to death because she is, like, always, like, saved me in some way. And so she helped me out. She picked me up. I still had to squeeze in my sister's dress. But she got my hair done because my hair was not done. So she got the front part of my hair, and Shardea saved the day because Shardea sewed in the back. She saved the day. She was like, she was trying to get ready for the prom, but Shardea made sure I was straight. So I love her for that. But yeah, like it's just like I was the butt of their arguments. You know what I'm saying? There was a part, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. There was a point in time that I liked it because my mom would get me fake gold earrings and my dad would get me real gold earrings. And that's how I got the Jerry curl up my head. Come on, I told my mom, I said, "Hey, mom." So Pop said she wanted to give me the perm. and so my dad was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you the perm first." So that's why I finally got that Jerry curl.
Competing on some weird.
Yeah, it was like so they was competing, and it's just like I was the butt of it. And then like at first it was good because it was the first time I was getting attention. You know what I'm saying? Then that of course that died out. And there was a time like my dad doesn't understand. There's a time like me and him we would travel. They play basketball, like AAU basketball or whatever. We would travel. I keep looking up. I'm sorry. We would travel and play AAU basketball in like Orlando. We traveled far, like a lot. And it was the one time that my dad, we actually started getting close. You know what I'm saying? We started getting really close. And I was like, okay, I really like this. You know what I'm saying? Like we were starting, like he was starting to calm down the separation with him and my mom. He was accepting and everything was going well. And I was excited because I'm like, okay, we were actually talking. There was no screaming. There was no yelling. There was no putting the next person down. So we actually started talking. And but then he got married. He got in a relationship. And then I just became nothing again. Like he stopped going to my basketball games. He stopped going to like my band. And even though like with band, you don't like it's just a big crowd of people. So you don't know, but just to know that he was out there watching, like that meant something. And the one reason why I found out that he stopped watching because there's this day I got sick. Everybody was like hot and sweaty, but I was like cold. I was freezing. And I was looking for him. I was calling him. He wasn't answering. So one of the parents had to call him. And, he was with his wife at that time. And so it's just like, dang, like you don't even come out to none of them. He stopped coming to everything. And then it got to the point where everybody was getting off the buses, getting picked up. After our practices, everybody's getting picked up. And I was just stuck. I was left out there. And I'm like, bro, like, really? And then, like, he'll beat me mad. Like, I had to wait. Everybody's gone. And then you beat me mad. Like, I still had an attitude. I didn't even care because it's just like, dang. Like, I was getting frustrated because it was just like, I was like nothing. Like I was like, you got this relationship good. I'm glad you got your relationship. Like I want you to be happy, but I still exist. You know what I'm saying? I still exist. And he just like, I just didn't exist. So I was close to my stepbrother. I was really close to him. And it just kind of sucked because there are days that, we go to her house, like I said, it was a fresh relationship with them too. We'll go to their house. Sometimes I wasn't good enough to sleep on the couch, so I had to sleep on the floor. Everybody's in the bed but me. And then there was times I upgraded to the couch. And it's just like, and then there was just times I was left home alone. And, he'll just stay over there all day. And I wouldn't see him, but I wasn't allowed to leave the house. So I'm like, so I'm going to be stuck here bored while you're going. So it's just like, I just never received the attention. And it's just something, I'm not going to lie to you, I want it. I still want it. But now it's just like, I know not to give my all to it. Like, you're going to have to show me that I am worth it because I know what I can offer. And it's just like, can you offer the same thing type thing? I know what I can offer. But as a child, like I said, like my childhood, that's where my insecurities came from. Just not like feeling pretty enough. Just not like being that weight size or, I just always had to be a certain way. And that's why I'm so different now. Like, that's why I got these weird behind pants on it. Y'all see my weird pants? Like, I like to be different now because it's just like, I don't want to fit in with nobody. I want to be different because like I've always tried to just get their attention and I never got it. Like the only time I got their attention when it was something negative. So I did negative stuff so that I can get their attention. Like I didn't do like drugs or anything, but I had my limit of negative, but yeah, but I did what I could to get their attention. And, it just like it's like, when I was dating, I don't want to say his name, but you probably know who I'm talking about, a certain somebody. When I was dating, you know what I'm talking about? The dark. Right
on the head, I got you.
That's all I had to say. when I was dating him, like in high school, like I used to get in trouble all the time. Like, you're not supposed to be dating. You're not supposed to be dating. But like, I will give it to him. Like, he was so nice to me. Like, he was just like giving me. He gave me attention. He got on my nerves too, but he gave me attention. So like, I started dating early. I just wanted his attention at an early age because it's just like I was not getting that whole. I just wanted attention. Like, I wanted the same thing. Like, I just wanted attention. Like, it's simple. Like, that's it. And I want it to be love. I want it to be wanted. I want it to be, like, even now when I look for a relationship, I want to be shown off. Like, you're not embarrassed of me. All my relationships, like, everybody, I'm not going to name the names. Y'all don't need to know all that. But every relationship, like, I know I had one relationship I had to keep a secret. The other one, like, we were out there, but it wasn't out there. All my relationships were pretty much secrets. Like, so... And it's because, like, it's just like people wanted to be, they wanted to hide me. But at the end of the day, like, and I settled for it. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I settled for it. But that's what I settled for my whole life. So it's just like, I felt like it was okay. But it's not. But I say all this to say. Because it's supposed to be a testimony at the end of the day. Like, everything I want to say, every category, like every episode that I talk about, I want it to be a testimony. And I say it to say, like, I'm thankful God put me on this journey because I am breaking that generational curse. Like, my kids get that attention. I show up to every single thing. I'm a single mom, but I try to do whatever I can. If it's an award ceremony, I'm there. If it's anything they do, I'm there. And I don't give myself enough credit. I will say that. I don't give myself enough credit. I feel like I fail my kids every single day because I'm not doing more. I feel like I should be doing more. And then when I pay for stuff, I feel like I'm doing the same thing, just buying them. But I don't want to buy my kids. I want them to know that I do love them, that I do care about them. And God made me, like, I don't, like, when he humbled me, you remember what I said earlier? Yeah. he showed me that I am doing such a good job as a mother, as a single mother of 3 at that. So I say that to say, like, it sucks. And, like, when it sucks going through it. And a lot of people, you know, they want to go, when they raise their kids, they just want to look at the stuff that they didn't receive and feel like that should be the main focus. But that's not how you really break a generational curse. That's really not. You just have to accept what it is. Try to talk to them. Like, you can try to talk to your parents. I tried it and it didn't work. So you just got to leave it where it's at. And you have to just, you raise them the way you want to. Because, like, you can focus on, like, for me, I could sit here and focus on not screaming, not calling them out their names. But then I'll be screwing up in other areas because I'm so tunnel vision on certain aspects of how I want to, raise my kids. So I'm breaking that generational curse. Like, I'm raising them with love. I'm raising them. I mean, I can't say, like, I'm raising them as even though I'm a single mother, I'm still letting them know that they exist. I still listen to them. I let them speak because I don't want to hold them back. And there are times, I'm not gonna lie to you, there are times I will just be like, nah, because my mom used to do that all the time. We start talking to her, she's like, go in the room, do this, do that. You know, and just don't want to deal with us. So there's times that I was doing that, but realistically, and I felt bad for doing it, but I'm not my mother. I am by myself. I'm working all these jobs. I'm struggling. I'm just trying to, not take my anger out, because you get frustrated, you get angry. Then you got 3 kids. Like, can I get some juice? Can I get a snack? so I just, like, I do sometimes. I'm like, hey, y'all gotta give me some time. But I just want, I'm not my mom. I'm not my dad. I show love in my household. I show them that I support them. My kids know that I'm going to be there. And, like, I'm telling you, these little girls try to jump my daughter at Sky Zone, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. And I had to show them, like, bro, I got your back. You ain't got to worry about it. Where the parents at? No. But no, like, I'm very involved in my kids' lives. Like, I'm very much involved outside of math, because I don't know, like, I don't know who they got that from, because my kids are obsessed with math. But I try to help them as much as I can. I try to be involved. And God sat me down and made me realize, like, I'm doing a good job. And especially for me taking on the loads that I've taken on, especially by myself, because I'm a single mom. One false move, if I fall on my face, I fail our whole family. And God's seen that, and he's letting me know that you're doing a great job. So I had to sit back and, really pat myself on the back and say, I'm doing a great job. And then what really made me feel like I did a great job, because, I may have looked at my daughter's diary and all she talks about, all she talks about is how she wants to be like me. How, she's like, oh, my mom's beautiful. And it's so crazy. I don't see it. Like, I don't see the beauty that everybody else sees. I don't see it. I tried, I don't see it. And that's why I did this. I didn't want no filters, no nothing, because it's just like, I have to be me. I have to be the authentic me. And if I want a new beginning, I have to be me. So that's why I did it this way. So you don't get to see all that. But I'm just kidding. The raw real. But I just had like I said, her diary, she just like, oh my gosh, the way that girl just like bragged about me made me feel like I wasn't failing her. And I felt like there's times I feel like I don't know my kids. You know what I'm saying? They come and do something crazy and I'm like, when did this happen? Like, how did you do this? But they keep me updated with their lives. They're very, they tell me everything. A little too much, but they tell me everything. And I love that for me, because I didn't have that. I couldn't just go to even now, I can't go to my parents and just tell them what's going on, because it goes from talking to somehow it turns negative. Like I told my dad about my spiritual journey, and like I don't think he meant any harm, but it's just like, oh, you better not be in that witchcraft. So like, no, like you can't sit here and say that you're in the Bible. I'm telling you, God's giving me these signs, and you're just texting me about witchcraft. Like I don't do the witchcraft. I'm Team God over here. we holy over here, very much so. But it's just like, dang, like it's just like, I don't know, everything just goes negative. But there's a lot of more negativity. This is just like the childhood part of it. So this is our episode 1 of our childhood. So we're gonna. I ate some food.
Get you how it started. Childhood trauma.
I ate some food before we do episode 2.
That's good, because I'm hungry too.
I'm hungry. My stomach was like. But I'm gonna try next time to not look around. But when I have to think about the past, I gotta actually think about it, and I don't really like to. So, but yeah, we'll just talk about the next episode. We gotta figure out a name for it first. I tell you, this is last minute. We're gonna be here. I hope you up. We up. We're going in today. So
we get something to eat though.
Yeah, we gotta get food. But yeah, that's the childhood part in episode 2 coming up.
1. So
yeah. What I don't know what episode 2 is gonna be. Anyways, deuces. See you in episode 2.